Hey everyone, this is Kitwana. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is a creature that has fascinated and terrified at the same time millions and millions of children and adults around the world since it first appeared on the big screen in 1993 during the first Jurassic Park movie that is absolutely unforgotten and will remain a classic forever. And I am also very fascinated by this creature. I mean, that an animal like this, the size of an apartment building, that something like this really existed, that is something really fascinating and really cool, I think. And so I've been a fan of the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise since it existed, and I collected many T-Rex toys over the years, and I am so happy that Mattel was able to breathe new life into the Jurassic franchise, and that they keep releasing new toys and that they keep improving their toys. And the newest T-Rex toy just got released, and if you're a fan of this dinosaur, like so many other kids and adults around the world, then this toy is for you, because I would say besides the super colossal T-Rex, the really big one that I showed you in an earlier episode, this is the best T-Rex toy that Mattel has ever produced, and we're talking about the Epic Roarin T-Rex. As said, just released right now, summer of 2020, July, and it is to advertise the new Netflix series that's supposed to start next month. I hope it's still on track for that. That would be August 2020. New animated series on Netflix called Cretaceous. Let's take a look at this fantastic T-Rex toy. So when it first got announced earlier this year, I was really excited. And now it's finally in my hands. Let's take a look at the box. You can see the action features are explained here at the bottom left hand side, and it shows that you can twist the tail and move it up and down, and there's a button integrated into the tail that triggers the mouth opening and the sounds, of course, and head movements, and we'll take a look at that just in a bit. And then over here on the right hand side, we got 4 members of the cast of Camp Cretaceous, 3 kids, and the Carnotaurus, which apparently is supposed to play a major role in this series. And also on the side we see 3 more kids and the Ankylosaurus. I'm really excited. There's also the Netflix logo on the top right. And take a look at this fantastic head sculpt of the T-Rex. This is so cool. And before we get to the dinosaur, I will also show you the back. You can see photography of the prototype. And you can also see this kind of a collector card in there. Looks like a map and probably some stickers. I don't know, we will see when we unbox it. And again, it has explanations of the action features, a photography of the prototype, and on here is a picture of the control and conquer Carnotaurus. So if you're more a fan of Carnotaurus, be sure to look out for it right now as well, because it is released together with the Epic Roarin T-Rex. Again, let's take a look while this is still boxed from the tail onwards to over its body and all the way up to its head. The T-Rex looks great, and I think the coloring, which is a light brown on this side and a darker brown on top. This is the most realistic coloring of a T-Rex they did so far. It is pretty movie accurate. The button for the action features and the head movements is neatly integrated into its tail, and you can already press it. But there's no sounds. Why not? Because there is a little plastic strip that goes into the battery compartment, and this is to prevent operation during the whole shipping process. And so we simply remove that plastic, pull it out like this, do away with it, and then we can already test its function. You can twist the tail side to side, and the head moves simultaneously to it. You can also move the tail up and down, and that makes the head go the same, like this. And take a look again at the action feature and listen to the sounds. There's actually three different sounds, as we just heard, and the really cool thing is, I think, are the head movements of the T-Rex. But we will take a close look at that again after unboxing, and we start the unboxing right now. And you start down here. Mattel makes it very easy for you. Just start here where the red arrow is and open it thing up and liberate it. Alright, we got a little instruction sheet in here, but pretty self-explanatory. Sorry about it during the unboxing process, but as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It explains the action features and battery related information. And then the rest is pretty easy. You don't even need a tool. You simply unscrew these plastic pieces. And then you cut the plastic strips here. And there you have your T-Rex. So the accessories are a map and a set of 5 stickers that contain the Carnotaurus, the Stegosaurus, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Velociraptor, and the Ankylosaurus. Right here. And we've got a map with some of the protagonists. We don't know their names yet, but it will be fun to see how this ties into the actual series, Camp Cretaceous, when it starts on Netflix. The first thing we do is to move its feet into position and remove all the plastic, of course. Alright, there you go. I wonder if T-Rex was really able to move its feet like that. I think not. But I see why Mattel did this. It's to save space, so the box would not get too wide. Nice soles on the bottom. And if you have the Jurassic World Facts app on your phone, then you gotta scan this code to unlock your dinosaur, the features of this dinosaur in the app, of course. So here is a still picture of it, so you can scan it off the screen. Just pause this video here and scan it if you want. And now we take a look at the unboxed Epic Roarin T-Rex. You can see the claws are painted black, and we have absolutely great molding here. It is all a hard plastic, except the end of the tail. That's actually a hard part of rubber put together. It connects pretty nicely with the rest of the tail, which is hard plastic, so the seam is hardly visible. That's good. And again, as said, the button is very neatly integrated. Got that dark brown paint scheme across its top, and on its belly it's actually kind of a green, a light green, and you can see the battery compartment is different to all previous Mattel T-Rex, because there is actually a motor inside which takes space and energy, and so this thing operates on 3 AA batteries. It's not just button cells, it's 3 AA batteries that you will have to get for this guy in order to make it fully function. Its hand claws aren't painted, but that's okay. I think it looks very, very good, very realistic for an actual T-Rex. But most importantly, very realistic to what we see in the movies. And the biggest improvement is actually the head sculpt, which is now pretty much really close to the actual Stan Winston maquette that was used for the first Jurassic Park movie, and I really like that. To me, T-Rex has to look as close as possible to the original, because, like I said, I'm really fascinated with this creature, and I would study each and every detail of it as a child until today as an adult. So, take a look at the eyes. These are pointing forward, and if you look at it from the front, it gives you the impression that the T-Rex is staring you down. This is absolutely great, and I wanna show you again the part where the lower jaw meets the neck. This has been improved the most, and it's been modeled pretty close to the Stan Winston maquette, so this is great. It's a big improvement compared to the Crash and Throw, for example. You can see this side by side, they really improved this part a lot, and I really like that there's no longer a big contrast between the upper and the lower jaw. I mean, the Crash and Throw was already a great sculpt, but the Epic Roarin T-Rex is definitely even better. And as you can see, it also stands very well. And look at it, the front, as it stares you down. This is great. And there you can twist the tail, and that makes the head twist as well. Head moves up and down as well. I wish it would move a bit more up and down. That's pretty good. We can also move the legs. I've got 4 different positions. So you are definitely able to pick something up from the floor. Let's take a closer look at the action features again. These are being triggered, as said, by this button here on its tail. It's very neatly integrated and hardly visible at all. And if you press it for a short amount of time, the head movement won't be triggered. So if you want to have the head movements, you should press it for a longer time. I'll show you the difference. Now let's press it for a longer time, hold it down. And then you've got the head shaking feature. There's also 3 different sounds, as you may have noticed. I'm trying to show you them all. This is pretty cool, and it actually does stand well in all the positions. This one is take a look at that. You can truly stage some epic dinosaur fights. And I also want to show you the left hand side. They didn't just mirror the legs, it's actually sculpted in a way that it's posed in a walking position, and the tail is very neatly swings to the left if you look at it from above, and it's a super great T-Rex toy. So you could truly stage some really epic fights. The Trash and Throw is still a great toy, of course. And I think also the Epic Roarin T-Rex has is the more sturdier construction, because on the Trash and Throw the neck mechanism would eventually fail. The connection between his the opening of his jaw and the see what I mean? Connection between his jaw and the rest of his mechanism. You have to do it very slowly sometimes. That sometimes makes him roar without having its mouth open, but none of that so far here. And did you also see the tongue? We didn't look into its mouth yet, but we will. The tongue is a flexible piece of rubber. unlike on the Trassentrow, which has the tongue molded into its lower jaw, but this tongue here is actually movable, and it's making along as the head shakes as well. And there's it's a really neat structure in the tongue, and in general the mouth is sculpted really nice. Lots of details on the upper jaw, on the inside, and on the lower jaw as well. I just would wish that his lower jaw teeth would be a bit more different, bit more difference in length, since T-Rex teeth were all every tooth was a different length basically. It's fine on the upper jaw, but not so much on the lower jaw. It's basically as it looks like more like all the same kind of length teeth. But that's the only negative thing I have to say about it. In terms of length, it measures 22 inches long, and that is actually the same like the Trassentrow. So I'm gonna show you this. So you can see these two are pretty much the same, except that the Epic Roarin T-Rex still appears to be a little bit bulkier, even though the head is the same width as the Trassentrow. It's the neck that is a little bit wider because of his animatronics. Also the body appears to be slightly bulkier, and I can also compare it with the Fight and Fight T-Rex. This is another great toy. Take a look at that. So the Bite and Fight is also pretty much the same length, and I also like the color of the Bite and Fight, but I think the Epic Roarin T-Rex still has the best coloring. You can see that the Bite and Fight T-Rex is a pretty epic and realistic looking T-Rex as well. I just don't like that it's got the mouth open on default. I like it much more when it's closed, like on the Epic Roarin T-Rex. I would say the Epic Roarin T-Rex still outscores both of the earlier figures. Because the main thing is that they improved the head sculpt a lot, and it's now really close to the Stan Winston maquette. These toys are great to stage an epic dinosaur fight. I know I'm gonna spend a lot of time playing with the Epic Roarin T-Rex, and in fact all of my T-Rexes that I have actually still have the classic T-Rex from 1997. Oh, I was a huge fan back then. Actually still, I'm a big fan, but back then when I still was a child, it was totally epic to see these toys on the shelf. And you can see when I put it next together to the a Tracer, that the Epic Roarin is slightly less tall, but pretty much the same length. And look at that sculpt. I mean, you can see all of these toys are basically such epic dinosaur toys. I mean, There's nothing better than these if you are a dinosaur fan. So, yeah, that's about it. As said, the arms of the Epic Roarin T-Rex, they do not go 360 degrees all around. They actually stop, but that's okay. So yeah, that's about it for the Epic Roarin T-Rex. This toy is out now, like I said. Retail price $39.99 in the US, and it was slightly more here in Switzerland. Well, not only slightly, but quite a bit. I paid $60 for it. And it looks like it's going to be released worldwide, so a lot of you will be able to enjoy this toy. That's good. Really like if Mattel makes their toys available to as much fans as possible around the world, because I'm so happy that we can relive our childhood again, basically. I remember when toys like the Jurassic T-Rex were on the shelves of Toys R Us, and earlier in 1993 all the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. That's one of my fondest childhood memories, and thanks to Mattel we are able to experience it again. So thank you so much, Mattel, for giving us such awesome toys, and I cannot wait what else they have in store. So that was it for this episode of Kitwana's Toys. Happy collecting, happy playing, and I hope you enjoy many epic dinosaur fights with the Epic Roarin T-Rex from Mattel, out now, so go get it while you can. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next episode.